a Saturday. I'm disappointed. I really wanted to sing a Friday song on the Friday episode. Hey, shush, shush, shush. Shush, shush, shush. No, okay, hey. Child. Hey. Hey, we cool. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, dogs. On to you. Saturday. What do we have? We have this amethyst. It's beautiful. Like, I'm having camera situations, and I really want to show you guys the beauty of those stones. Home. That's for home for the amethyst. And the cards. Like the beauty of the cards and stones. This is a carnelian. Can you see that? Again, you can't see the beauty. And it's for career. And then we have, I don't know the correct word of this stone, but it has little speckles. It's like blue speckly. And I call it my world peace stone because I do spells that like imprint the thing on the stone. So it's my world peace stone because I'm a beauty pageant contestant apparently. I want world peace and such, and like in England and Africa and such countries, and okay. And it's shadow. So that is actually a serious subject. But and I have this Saturday feeling, but I need to get serious when it comes to that shadow because shadow is serious. So warning. I will try to give you the best message possible. But let's start off with home, the amethyst. We have engagement. You guys may be, even if it's not like a diamond ring, even if it's not a engagement ring or like a proposal of marriage, it could just be like moving in together, like ascending to the next level. It could be like you guys were just talking to each other. I hate that phrase. I'm just talking to this guy. We're just talking. You're dating. But like to just talking to this guy to like he's my boyfriend, right? And then we have forgiveness. Home. Oh my gosh. Y'all. I am a badass witch. I am in sync with the universe. Oh my god. I am a clear channel of communication. Thank you, God. Home. Come on. Okay. Okay. So your home life is changing because you are like going to the next level. I gotta hold up. I'm at my home now. I'm like relaxed. This is Saturday night. Oh, whatever makes her happy. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm pretty silly from Friday's reading, so let's get it together. So this home situation, this is going to take a lot of faith. This is the Temperance card. It's going to take a lot of faith and patience. And because, you know, when you blend a home with someone, I feel like this is connecting with, like this could be reconciling with an ex-lover. This could be reconciling with a friend and then you turn into roommates. This could be reconciling with a family member and then you move in together. But whatever this is, it's going to require forgiveness to go to the next level. And what I also love about this card is this talks about being engaged with the present moment, right? So it's not about coming home and like staying on your phone and not talking to the other person. It's about like sitting down to dinner face to face and saying, how was your day? Oh, this and this happened. Oh, how was your day? Oh, this and this happened. And so it's about building that intimacy, building that connection, building that sense of where your heart is, right? It's like putting roots, like if home is where the heart is, it's putting roots into that home by connecting with the people who live with you every single day. Sweet. Okay, so But sometimes that does require patience because people get on our nerves. Right? I have a song. I'm not like shameless plugging, but I do have a song about how roommates, you know, millennials, I'm like the older end of the millennial spectrum, but millennials, they aren't getting married as young, and they're living like cohabitation, living with roommates. I live with like 100 different roommates, and but now I'm like in my mid-30s, and it's kind of hitting a plateau. So this song is about how anyone you live with, you're always gonna fight about, like, someone leaves the milk out, or you never take out the trash, or like petty stuff like that, right? But whenever you have a partner, whenever you have a someone that you love, then those petty things don't matter, right? So it's like, with this forgiveness, you can get past that petty stuff. Cute. But it does take patience, because this is a card about patience too. Temperance is about moderation. Temperance is about patience. Temperance is about like alchemy, right? It's about chemistry too. So this talks about the chemistry with your housemates, whether that is family, roommates, or partnerships. We have the Seven of Swords right here. So I'm actually guilty of this, and if others of you resonate with this message, I just want to sometimes I'm thinking of a couple of times when I was having a fight with someone I love, and I stormed out and like took a drive, right? So this is like a thief in the night. This is like sneaking away in the middle of the night, and it was because in the Seven of Swords, he's leaving 2 swords behind and carrying 5 swords, so he's sneaking away with the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords in tarot is a card about conflict. He's sneaking away with these 5 swords so he doesn't have to deal with conflict, and you have to make the choice with this 2 of Swords, right? So, don't take that route. I feel like it may be hard to talk to the person who this is about the conflict, but it's about sussing out those differences so that you can move forward, because the beauty about conflict is that you reach the 6 of Swords, you reach the moving on, you reach the compromise, you reach the moving to calmer waters, right? So, but you have to go through that 5 of Swords. Don't treat the 5 of Swords as something negative. The 5 of Swords is growth potential. The 5 of Swords helps you clarify what is important to you, what you are willing to compromise on, and what you are not willing to tolerate. And so everyone needs to know the rules in order to play the game, right? So I think this is going to be about establishing boundaries within the household, and like, be really clear about the boundaries you have, and forgive. The Serenity Prayer is going to be really helpful right now. The Serenity Prayer is, Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I know I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So it's like, when you are dealing with these other people, when you are cohabitating, just like pick your battles wisely, and you might have to avoid conflict with certain situations that are really petty, like I said in the beginning, and have a lot of patience with that other person, but you don't avoid conflict to where you compromise your own boundaries and you go against someone else's, right? One more shuffle. Please surround us with the warm light on the night side, and let us God give guidance for the highest good of all. Wheel of Fortune reversed and the 10 of Cups. Sweet! Oh my gosh! Okay. This is so cute. Okay, so whoever we're talking about, it could be like any number of things. Family, roommates, partners, like romantic partners. But we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed right here, and we have the Ten of Cups right here. So this is talking about whenever, like, life is throwing, like, shitty things at you, like, you just can't catch a break, right? You're at the bottom of the wheel, you've been thrown off the wheel, like, you've done everything right, you know? You've, like, laid out all your plans, you've been, like, the best person you could be, you got all your ducks in a row, you've, like, dotted your I's, you've crossed your T's, and then, like, God is like, nope. Just has a whole other plan for you that knocks every plan you have out the window. Well, the good news is that you have people around you to support you during those experiences, and you can do the same for them, right? So it's this is the happy home, happy family, happily ever after card. So don't be afraid of the bad experiences or the challenging experiences. Don't be afraid of conflict. Don't shy away from it. Don't sneak away from it, because it's like, I'm getting the sense of, like, humility. Like, someone, this forgiveness is going to take place when someone has some humility, and it's like, oh, you poor thing, you know, like, I feel like one person is, like, really scared of someone else's judgment, and then whenever they come out with it, the other person is going to be like, I did not even care about that, you know, like, I've moved past that, I don't care about, you know, you never buying the toilet paper, it's fine, and so there's going to be a happy home, but, or even if it's like, you do have bad luck, you do, like, get flipped over at the bottom of this wheel, it's like, it's okay, like, we all mess up, right? So something like that, but, it does require, like, patience and moderation and just working with the people who you live with, but you are going to have a happy home. I love you very, very much, and I will talk to you next time. If you would like a personal reading, please check the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye! I'm, like, blushing from that home reading. It was so sweet. Okay. Career. The Carnelian. You can pick it up. The Carnelian is a stone about creativity. It's good for the sacral chakra. So this is good for, like, sitting up straighter during the career readings. Let's put this virtual resume on my LinkedIn profile. Let me get my blazer out. The Carnelian stone is a card about creativity and growth, but I think this might be a reading for entrepreneurs, because Carnelian, you know, it's like that zhuzh, that, like, fire inside of us, and so when we're talking about career, this is, like, what we're passionate about. So let's see. We have strength. We have confidence. Like it. We have sacred pull. I'm telling you, cards do not lie. Cards do not lie! And we have grounding. Oh my god. Okay, this is perfect too, because behind me, I'm doing this spell on personal power, because it's Aries season, and so this is like the I am season, right? So I have this 7-day candle, and it's like, I am a writer, producer, and magnificent storyteller, blah, 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 blah. So, like, all of my, I dress the candle in glitter because I'm a star. It's in a star ball, but it's a very beautiful spell. But it's about star power, and if you are an Aries, I would love to know. I also have some, like, Leo energy in here because we have the sun, but it's a very, like, masculine spell that I've been working on to advance in my career. This is a very, like, career-oriented spell. It talks about my scripts, it talks about my screenplays, it talks about my movies. So It's perfect. So, it's actually like, this is serendipitous because when I'm talking about spells back here and I see this grounding, this, okay, woo, woo, synchronicities. I'm so excited. Okay, so grounding, what spells do for me is they help me put intention by taking it into the material world, right? So it's like I can imprint my intention onto this stone, and it helps me mentally focus on that affirmation. You know what I'm saying? So when you do spell work, I would encourage you to look at it as, like, I know there's going to be some skeptics, I know there's going to be some people who aren't doing spell work, but having a ritual, even if it's like your morning coffee, like coffee represents your energy, your vitality, coffee represents your productivity, coffee represents your personal power, like imprinting daily in the morning, like imprinting it into that coffee will, this grounding, it's going to ground you into the earth, and you're going to grow roots, and those roots are going to be connections you make. Those roots are going to go all throughout the ground, and it's like a network, right? Like you're building a network within the ground by really setting these intentions. You might also do mirror spells or mirror work, because we do have the sacred pool. The sacred pool talks about a mirror. The sacred pool talks about self-esteem, and we do have strength and confidence right here too. Again, like this spell, personal power. I wanted to do a video for it, but honestly, guys, I'm having some bad luck in the video department. My camera's not working, my phone's dying, so all I have is this laptop right now. But I really did want to show you this spell because it is kind of beautiful, and I'm just loving the work that I've been doing. But I can send you to some links. I feel like I need to make some sort of like playlist for this reading with spells. Give me 1 second. But I love this for you. So when I talked about I am confirmations and grounding and ritual, about the coffee, I mean, you don't have to like, bust out the sage, sprinkle, rosemary around your bathroom or anything. That's something that's going to put you into the material world and remind you of your personal power is going to be essential during this time. And so one of the things you could do with your coffee, and you look in the mirror, right, like before you go to work, and you say, I am affirmations. There's also a 21-day challenge of I am affirmations. Love it. Just heard about it like a couple days ago, and I've been doing it for a long time. I have a first house stellium, and so I've actually, for a while, every morning I kind of say to myself what that first house means. So you might want to look at your natal chart to increase your personal power, and if you want to get a natal chart reading from me, check the description box below. But anyway, so those I am affirmations with your coffee in the mirror are going to like really imprint your intention so that it's like a part of you, right? So when you are networking, when you are connecting with contacts, it's going to be on your forehead like, I am an expert in my field. I am dedicated to this work. I am, a masterful blah, 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 blah. So I haven't even got to your Morgan-GREER clarifiers. You have such a good reading. You're on top of it, okay? I just want you to, I feel like there might be some overconfidence, so be careful of that. Or, I mean, it could be over or underconfidence, let's see. No, I think it is underconfidence. I don't know why I said overconfidence. If it is, okay, if it is overconfidence, I would bring yourself back to your mission. Like, why did you get into this field? Why are you doing what you are doing? You know, I have been looking at these clips. I haven't seen the documentary, but I've been looking at these clips of the Theranos documentary, the HBO documentary. My friend Clarky, he recommended it to me. But Elizabeth Holmes, she was like part of the Silicon Valley crowd, you know, and she became a billionaire, and she was like super feminist, like power woman, like someone I would probably respect, because she was marketing this machine where you could go into like a CVS and they prick your finger and they take blood samples and they can like diagnose you with like a million different diseases or whatever. And so her mission was always like, so, she had this really deep voice, and she was like, so, I am doing this so that no one has to leave this planet early, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But, she was like strong in her mission, so she could, even though it was a scam, like she couldn't do it. It turned out that like she was scamming everyone. She got all these investors to invest a ton in her, and like, it was just like snake oil salesman, basically. But she had this mission, she had this purpose, she had this like confidence, right? It's this confidence in what she was selling, in her product, in her like in her pursuit up that ladder, that everyone believed her, that everyone like took a chance on her. So you have to cultivate strength, you have to cultivate confidence, and you have to make like this at the bare minimum. This is talking just about your confidence or your daily habits, right? Your daily habits to make sure that you feel like a superstar, to make sure that you feel like a queen. And I also encourage you, I know this is a little unconventional, but I do encourage you to look at yourself naked in the mirror. Yes, I know, like, scary imperfections, but the more you do it like daily, you will like not see those imperfections, and you will feel like a goddess or a god. So I do feel like that's important for some of you, and even if you like wear a suit and tie at work, right? Seeing your naked body is going to see like your vulnerabilities and know and like give you the reassurance that whatever is like exposed, you can withstand that. Woo! That needed to come out for someone because that's definitely like channel. Jeez. Okay. Clarifiers. Please surround us with warm, light, loving light of God. Give us God-given guidance for strength, confidence, sacred, cool, and grounding. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Know your worth. Yes. Okay, so this is for the underconfident. You have to know how valuable you are. You have to know how worthy you are. You know, like, it's so annoying. Like, self-promotion is so annoying. Like, like, you have to keep your LinkedIn updated. You have to keep your Instagram, like, followers, like, you're relevant, you know. And this, like, YouTube, I love YouTube. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But there is a bugaboo about the algorithm, because if you aren't consistent, then they don't show your videos. And I get that, but also it becomes this like hamster wheel of like do. And with that message, I also want to say that there's this tweet I saw a while ago, and it was about oversaturation in art. And so, like, even if you aren't like asking about an art career, this is just about career goals, professionalism, all of that. But there's an oversaturation in art, and you shouldn't feel the need to create consistent content. You shouldn't feel the need to always be closing, right? Like always be posting. Yeah. You shouldn't feel the need to always be posting, because you should be focused on quality content. I got the Devil right here, that's a workaholic energy, and I got the Nine of Pentacles right here, which is a stagnant energy. So if you are on this track of, I gotta do, I gotta push, I gotta like post, then it actually depletes your worth, because you're not like taking a break to restore to like charge up, right, to get to like 100%. So that you can provide like quality content, right? But you keep like being in this hustle mode, because the Devil, I could be speaking to Capricorns. This is like a career, wouldn't you know it? Capricorns are the career house, so yeah, I'm connected. Said it in the last in the home reading, but okay, what was I talking about? So the Capricorn energy in regards to the Devil, this is about like feeling bonded, feeling chained, like I have to work, I have to like post these things, I have to do, I have to update my resume, I have to like go to these job fairs, I have to blah 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 blah, or else I'm not going to be secure, or else I'm not going to have that financial freedom, or else I'm not going to be an expert in my field, or else I'm never going to have the peers that I want. And so whenever you push yourself and like do, push, work, then it creates this stagnant energy, because you are draining your energy, so that by the time you have the opportunity for side hustles, by the time you have the like free space for what you want to do, you're just exhausted, right? Like this like push has worn you out so much that you cannot create what you ultimately want to create. You cannot advance in your career the way you want to advance. And it's because you feel like there's some sort of lack within you. It's because you're not, like, perhaps you have leveled up and you haven't realized it, and you still feel like you're at the level where you were, right? Like, you might have leveled up and there wasn't a clear-cut, like, report card or, you know, something like that. There was, excuse me, sorry. There wasn't a clear-cut promotion or anything like that. So, you didn't recognize your worth because there wasn't something tangible. And like I'm saying, this grounding, right? This grounding, this ritual, like something to make it official. Ritual makes things official. Ritual puts things in this 3D formation, right? So, I would also encourage you to, for who this is resonating for, I would encourage you to seek out services for resume doctors, because resume doctors can, make you look more glittery than you actually are, right? Like, or that you actually, like, feel, right? Like, they can take, like, your achievements that you thought, like, or that you, like, overlooked because you're too busy, like, thinking, like, I don't have enough experience, or blah, 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 blah. So they can see what you can't see. So I would recommend that service. And I would definitely do the I am affirmations in the mirror. That's a clear message. That's a clear ritual. Also with coffee to energize, invigorate, give you a sense of vitality. Hoodoo Delish has a good spell for that. I will try to link it below. I think there's a lot of links for these videos. So I don't want to overpromise, but I do want to give you the most information as possible. But, yeah, I feel like this is going to take some roots This is going to take working on your roots, working on your networking, on your connections, on your ability to secure a spot in the industry, in the field that you want, by planting yourself into your work. I hope that resonated. I love you very, very much, and I will see you next time. Bye. Felt like super connected. Super. Okay, last but not least, we have the World Peace Stone, perfect for shadow work. Okay, so I've been kind of silly because those other readings were silly, but I want to take a minute to get really serious because shadow work is a serious thing. I do want to talk about I do want to warn you guys, shadow work can be triggering, so I take ownership of whatever I say. I will be very gentle with you guys. I will block anyone who disturbs the energy that I am trying to create on this community. I love all of you, and if I trigger you, it's because it's something that you need to look within inside of you. It's something you need to purge. And so I just want to remind everyone that I'm a human too, and to be nice. Because it's hard sometimes. Like opening people's problems up, opening that Pandora's box up, and then they are not so nice to you sometimes. But it's okay, it's okay. You know, turn the other cheek, stone me while you're hanging me. It's okay. Okay. Shadow. No judgment, Joyville. I feel like you're going through a period where you're seeing other people experiencing joy, and you're not judging them, but you are like an outsider looking in, and I feel a left out energy. I would not be surprised if the Five of Pentacles showed its face in this reading. Like left out of the crowd. Isolated. It could be external isolation, like some sort of exile, or it could be self-imposed isolation where you just feel disconnected from everyone right now. We have worthiness. So this talks about feeling our worth. You may not feel worthy to participate in the joy of others. You may not feel I know some of you guys don't like us to tell our personal stuff, but it is a way of relating. So so whenever I do tell my personal stuff, I'm getting vulnerable with you. So again, be nice to me. So I have Venus and Sagittarius in the 12th house. 12th house is a house of secrets. It's a house of undoing, like hidden enemies. Venus is the house of love. So love has been an enemy for me. It's been very challenging. We all have different challenges. Yours might be health, someone else's might be money, you know. It's all different for everyone. But love is a pain point for me, and love has been a challenge in my life. It's also conjunct my South Node. So South Node is, and my South Node is in my 12th house. So this has been a lifetime about wrapping up karma, right? So I've had a lot of karmic relationships. I've had to like tie up things from past lives. And it's square my moon, so that's a lot of unrequited love. That's a lot of like rejection. So I can relate to feeling like there is such a thing as love, but maybe it's not for me, right? There is such a thing as happiness, but maybe I'm just destined not to have it. There is such a thing as happily ever after, but maybe my story is tragedy. So I can relate to that. So I feel like this worthiness is wondering if in this lifetime this is just your path. I don't feel like this is a needy energy. I feel like this is a questioning of, should I accept the karma that has been perpetually thrown at me, right? So if this is kind of talking about all the karma you had to tie up, this is talking about all of the misfortunes, all of the bad circumstances in your life that have kind of like chiseled away at your worthiness, but it's like it wasn't you, it was God like orchestrating balance in karmic justice, right? So that's all I want to say about that. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Magic stream is reversed. So yes, the magic stream is like the flow of life, right? Like, yeah, I can dig it, I can go with it, I can flow with whatever comes my way. Like, reversed, it's like, I feel like there's like a dam that's been built, so there's a barrier between people who are feeling joy and you. There's a barrier between joy and yourself. There's a barrier between happiness and yourself. And it's a result of not feeling like that's part of your path this lifetime and not feeling like perhaps that you're worthy of it. We also have intuition. So let's see. I want to get some clarifiers. Because this was a world peace stone, I do want to say that your experience with your shadow is helping the collective, is helping the world, because if you are curious to explore your shadow, then you are curious to conquer it, right? So it doesn't like chain you to the earth, right? So just being willing to explore, like going through the self-discovery, clicking on these readings, mine or someone else's, right? That heals the collective because you are willing to face those problems. A lot of people don't face their shadow. A lot of people don't face their problems. So congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back right now that you are brave enough to look at yourself, good and bad, right? Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm light, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance. Thank you, one more shuffle. Oh, whatever makes her happy. Yes, yes, okay. So, Nine of Swords is a card about experience. It's a card about going through bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, right? So it's like you become numb to the bullshit where you're like, yeah, I know how people are. What's up? Right? But it's like having this experience can give you a sense of mastery because it gives you a sense of cautiousness. It gives you better wisdom about how people are. Oddly enough, I feel like this Nine of Swords, I've never talked about it in this way, so this is like coming through strong. Did I talk about it in Fridays? I don't know. But this Nine of Swords, I'm getting a clear message of Jesus on the cross. Like, he spoke out against the church. He spoke out against the establishment. And then these people, like, stoned him to death. These people put, like, crown of thorns around his head. These people nailed his hands to a cross because he was saying something that was true to himself. And as people were doing that, he had it in him to forgive them, right? So if people, like, this is a backstabbing card, this is a betrayal card, and it's like bloody, right? It's swords in the back. And so as people are stoning you, as people are betraying you, it takes a divine connection to God to say, forgive them, for they know not what they do, right? Like, they're terrible to me. This could talk about, like, internet trolls. This could talk about, you know, fair weather friends, dishonest friends, backstabbers, anything like that. But this is the space to forgive them because they know not what they do, right? They're just like, they don't have this wisdom, and they're just acting from a lower space within themselves. And that could also mean you. I mean, if this is talking about the shadow and things like if you've backstabbed people, if you have thrown stones at people, if you've been like an angry person on the internet. I've been an angry person on the internet. I swear. Full disclosure. I'm like confessing. I have been an angry person on the internet. But it takes self-forgiveness, which I think is so, it's important and not talked about often enough. But it takes self-forgiveness to realize that even at your personal ugliest moments, you can garner wisdom out of the situation. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but I hope everyone's getting the message they need. We have the Three of Swords reversed, so this talks about healing. So I feel like as you're healing, you don't want to burden anyone, right? You feel like they have accomplishments, they have achievements, they have all these things to, like, people can congratulate them, but I'm going to hide in the shadows because I'm not worthy of that, right? I think this is the Four of Wands reversed. So I'm getting this sense of, like, people who, like, got engaged. My friend Rebecca got engaged. I don't know if you're watching this video, probably not because of shadow, but I'm happy for her. But this talks about, like, a wedding sometimes, because the traditional Rider-Waite deck is a card about women who are putting tent poles for a wedding, right? So, again, with this joy bill, right? Like, this is a celebration. So you may feel like external to you, people are celebrating, and you are isolating yourself, you are distancing yourself because you feel like you are not worthy of that celebration, because you have lived a life of this pain and heartbreak and betrayal, because you are still healing. You have like so many swords, right? It's just like a lot of baggage, right? But I feel like you should celebrate these victories. You should celebrate these other people's joy. You should be in tune with that vibration whenever they, like, come at you with that celebration, whenever they come at you with that joy, because it's going to start a chain reaction, like a domino effect, and so you will eventually have that where at the time you felt like you were, like, excluded from it, right? So you will no longer feel excluded from it whenever you expose yourself to that energy. Once you expose yourself to that energy, then you'll be on that level to like radiate it out to the world so that you can get what you deserve and not be backstabbed like this by people who like didn't know any better, right? They were just like doing the best they could. But now you are surrounded by people who are in this vibration of joy. So they can sort of like build you up and attract the light attributes to you. So I feel like this shadow work is a result, and this at the bottom of the deck we have truth. So this is the truth of your situation. You're going to have to take a hard look at your situation, but this is shadow work. So shadows are actually untruths. Shadows are like demons who want to keep you down on earth, because whenever we elevate, whenever we ascend, then it's more heavenly, it's more divine, right? We go up to the divine. But demonic forces, shadow forces, devil-ish forces, they want to keep us down, right? They want to keep us down because the devil was banished to earth. So he cannot ascend, right? So he wants to keep like everyone else down. So our shadow work is a result of looking at this devil figure who has been banished to earth. And he like represents human suffering, like doubt and fear and bondage and like all of the and there's not like a devil in this reading, but I don't know why. I mean, I guess because shadow, but represents all the like shortcomings of humans, and the goal is to create heaven on earth. The goal is to like ascend, is to get away from that shadow, right? And that requires not listening to that self-doubt that tells you that you're not worthy of love, or you're not worthy of your dreams, your goals, your ambitions this lifetime, right? That like other people, like it's great if other people experience joy, but it's not meant for you. Like you have to claim that it's for you. You have to like take ownership that it's for you. Sort of like grabbing that hand to pull you away from that devil energy, right? To like lift you up. Like, yes, I am worthy of love. Ascending up to heaven. I hope that resonates. I love you very much. I will see you next time. If you would like a personal reading, check the description box below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you later. Bye.